Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever is the time zone you are in. I am very happy to share some of my thoughts with you. These are meant for millennials particularly, but equally applicable for Gen Y and Gen Z. We are in very, very interesting times. There are 10 points which I use to characterize the interesting times in which you are. And my appeal to you is try to get the best out of yourself and this beautiful world in which you are in. The first most important thing that has happened post-pandemic is that the world has changed. And today the world has opened up. Today in the world all people are more equal than before. All are equal in terms of susceptibility to health issues, virus, and also the need for self-care, need to follow the directions which are set by governments and the society to take care of ourselves. Everyone should wear a mask to protect himself, herself, should wash your hands to keep the virus away and maintain physical distance so that the virus doesn't spread. We don't know what more things will happen, but whatever will happen, it's going to happen equally to all people. Sometime almost 30 years ago, when I was in England with the Institute of Development Studies, first time I came across Human Development Index, in which the country in which I live, India, about which I am very proud, as the single largest democracy in the world and with 1/3 of the technical manpower in the world, got a Human Development Index rank of 90 out of 110 countries. I was quite ashamed. And I kept watching what is happening to Human Development Index across the last 30 years. And I am very sorry, kept noting that the world is changing, world is developing, but I think the good countries remained where they were, not so good countries remained where they were. But post-pandemic, I think it is very interesting. There is a total equalization, which makes us even question some of the indices that have been used to measure human development. All countries were subject to same kind of things. And countries like India, with 1.3 billion people have been able to manage the pandemic very well. And not only that, they have innovated, came up with vaccines and are able to supply to the neighboring countries and everywhere else. So why I say the world has become an equal place, because when things like pandemic strikes, I think there is no rich or no poor. We realize now that we are all global citizens. We belong to one class of human beings, irrespective of the country in which you are born, the religion into which you are born, the caste or community into which you are born, rich or poor, it really doesn't matter. We are all equal. And this is the great news, that today the world has opened up and it is meant for all those who want to get the best out of themselves. Second point is the talent availability has phenomenally increased. The scope for expression of talent has gone up. In the last 1 year, I have seen increasingly leaders everywhere. Even institutions like Harvard Business School and top level universities in the world are giving free webinars. Learning has become much more easily accessible through online education and so on. And it's very surprising to find that every day there are dozens and dozens of seminars that are given. And most interesting part of it is who is giving these seminars. In every seminar you find new places, new thoughts, new experiments, new things. So I think the second point I want to conclude, the available talent is phenomenal and there is scope for talent expression. Make use of this opportunity, express yourself and show yourself as a leader. Third point I want to make is that time availability has phenomenally gone up. Earlier we used to say there are only 24 hours a day. In fact, I heard a talk by Sudha Narayan Murthy and Narayan Murthy, both of them addressing students of IIT Kanpur. Sudha madam said that, look, we all are born equal because we only have 24 hours a day. But I want to add to that to say, not anymore you have 24 hours a day. You perhaps have 30 hours a day. Why is it? Because you have saved a lot of travel time if you are living in cities like Bombay or Bangalore, Delhi and so on. You are sitting at home, you are doing your work at least 2 to 4 hours a day. So 24 plus 4 hours, 4 more working hours are available to you. Well, I'm not going into the arithmetic part of it, but days have become longer for those who want to make the best use of it. I've written a book called Herconomics, in which I've stated that time and talent are interlinked. If you are talented, if you don't find time, it is useless. If you have time, if you don't have talent, it is useless. I think talent is best expressed when you make the best use of your time. So our active time in a day has gone up, and therefore time availability for people has gone up because you don't have to travel, and I think things have become focused and so on. This is the third important change that is there. Fourth important change is listening has gone up phenomenally. Earlier, whenever I taught in an institution like IIM with 60 to 90 people, I think you have to constantly keep track of who is listening, who is not listening. But today, you have this wonderful technology, Zoom or Teams or Google Docs, whatever you use. I think those people who are attending to you are attending all by themselves, because one screen for one individual and they have no alternative but to listen. So you are being able to put across your points. And if for some reason you are not interested in listening, I think you can still switch off your audio, keep your video on, switch off the video, keep the audio on, and make choices. So certainly we are in a world where listening has phenomenally gone up thanks to technology and so on. The fifth thing that has happened is constraints have given more opportunities for those who want to think of creative ways of solving problems. For those who want to be lazy, of course, they can hide behind the screen. But for those who want to solve problems, I think the great time, because every time you find a constraint, you come up with an entrepreneurial idea, you can start a startup if a large number of people have the same kind of a constraint. So every constraint is an opportunity and has given rise to a lot of entrepreneurship. In this world, the next point, the sixth point I want to make is that creativity and problem solving have become the new currencies. If you can take initiative, if you can be creative, and if you are a problem solver, this is the best currency you can have. You may be a poor person, you don't have enough to eat at this point of time, it doesn't matter, but you can be creative in terms of doing a whole lot of things. I don't want to say if you can't eat, you can do things, but I think there are ways in which you can make sure you get enough to eat, and then come up with all creative alternatives and solutions for the problems you have. So the new currency is not anymore rupees or dollars or yen, it is initiative, the extent to which you can take initiative, the extent to which you can come up with a creative way of solving problems and so on. The seventh characteristic of today's world is we are not anymore talking of human as merely a resource, we are talking of human as a possibility. We are saying every human being is born with unlimited competencies, unlimited talent, and a lot of things are possible. So you have a look at yourself as a possible person, again irrespective of the context in which. So in this, it's important that you develop the right self-image and care for each other. If you care for each other, you support each other, I think you will be able to do wonderful things. So this is the seventh thing. Human beings are being recognized not merely as numbers but as possibilities. Eighth interesting thing that has happened is I think the whole world has been governed so far by measurement. If you want to get admission into a good engineering college, I think you have to score very high, 99% or more. Score high. Or into IIT or IIM, you should pass the CAT or GRE, GMAT and things of that nature. These are important. These have not gone up. It is still in a competitive world we are there. But for some reason you are not able to make up. And I think what the world is saying is it doesn't matter. because you are a possibility, you can make things happen. And measurement is only a way of getting somewhere where you want to. If you can't get somewhere, you can get somewhere else, which is even far better than where you wanted to get. So measurement has become limited, and what has become more important than measurement is the possibility, is the spirituality, is the ability to use measurement to stimulate yourself, to diversify, to innovate, and not merely compete with others. The whole term of strategy has got a different kind of a meaning. In the olden days, strategy meant finding out maybe shortcuts, but today strategy means acquiring new competencies, acquiring new meaning to life, being happy, and checking out your own way of doing things. Ninth characteristic is the organizations are now focusing on openness and happiness. If you are open, your people can make a lot of difference. If you make people happy, they can make a lot of difference. These are a lot more important than mere achieving KPAs, KRAs and targets. The organizational world is saying KPAs, KRAs are more important, but if you are only driven all your life by KPAs and KRAs, you are killing your talent. Go beyond KPAs, go beyond KRAs, and a good leader is one who uses yesterday's KPAs or KRAs as the basic minimum and builds far beyond what he or she has accomplished and so on. So targets, KRAs, they have become not less important, but I think only up to a point, and after that what you do becomes more important and so on. The 10th important thing, and this is something which is for those of you who are working in organizations, the role of CEOs, CXOs, CHROs, and all managers and employees is changing. Particularly the role of HR is changing. I think the most important thing all employees need to care for is number one, self-management. You have to manage yourself. If you are not happy, if you can't take care of yourself, if you are not healthy, if you don't live for tomorrow, who is going to take care of you? So self-management has become more important. And immediately after that in the line is stakeholder management. All stakeholders. Your family is the first stakeholder. Your family is giving a lot for you. So please take care of themselves. First you manage your health, then take care of your family, then take care of your neighborhood. And then you take care of all employees. If you are a CEO, CXO, CHRO, it is your responsibility to manage the talent of every single human being, whether it is a paid employee, part-time employee, migratory labor, whatever you want. I think you have a responsibility for all these stakeholders. For CEOs and CXOs and CHROs, we are recommending that so far you have perhaps been a champion of employees. Particularly for CHROs, I say you pretended to be a champion of employees, but you are only a champion of the employers. Now the time has come where you have to balance all these. You are a champion of employees, employers, stakeholders, the board, the customers particularly, because if the customer doesn't give you business, your business will cease to exist. The people who have invested money in you, investors, and the society at large. If the society is not happy with you, all organizations have been set up for the purpose of serving human beings. Making money is only a small indicator of how well you are serving. If making money takes over and becomes the only indicator, then I think your organization is doomed to go to doom, because ultimately, if not now, a point of time later, the society whom you are supposed to serve will come back and make sure that you will not go any further, because serving people is the most important thing. So therefore, managing multiple stakeholders, making them happy has become the most important role of all of them. Friends, if you belong to any one of your generations, we are in a very interesting times, interesting world. Make use of it, make use of your time, discover your talent, do the best, contribute. Don't be unhappy for example, for some you are not able to make it in one of these competitive exams or not get into your dream company. Doesn't matter. I think better things are laid out for you and the world is great. All the best from TVRLS, and hope you will emerge out as most successful leader.